And the title of this session, are we ready for a new world order?
This is the book of Psalm, chapter 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. I'm going to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. It's the brother Aaron coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and I just wanted to go into this quick lesson. All right, today is, I believe, March 31st. All right, 2022. The year where Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai turns up. Okay, and I believe it's just about to be 1 o'clock. Okay, and hey man, look, it's beautiful because I believe yesterday there was a summit. Okay, and we know what a summit is. Okay, a summit, let me just get that. Summit, all right, the top, all right, of a mountain. Okay, but let's get the definition. It says the highest point or peak. Okay. A summit is the highest point or peak. Okay, highest part, top of a hill. Okay, highest. All right, meaning meeting of heads of state. Okay, meeting of heads of state. And a meeting of heads of state is a conspiracy. Okay, them coming together. All right, a coming together of minds. All right, it's to what? Conspire a plan. Okay, to come up with a plan. And that is exactly what that summit, okay, Summit 2022, okay, was all about. Okay, and in the summit, the entrance, the beginning of that summit was talking about something known as the New World Order. Okay, and the first question the lady asked was, are you ready or are you prepared? Is the world ready for a New World Order? Okay, and the moment I heard that, I said, it's time, it's go time, let's go. Okay, because now we see that these devils, all right, are starting to kick into a different gear. Okay, we've been talking about it for years, and it's been called a conspiracy theory and so on and so forth. But to see them and to actually hear them actually talk about it means that, yes, they are indeed, all right, losing their grip. Okay, and they're about to turn things up. Okay, they're about to turn things up because they don't have that much time. There ain't no more time to be, dragging their feet and trying to act like, oh, it's just a conspiracy theory, don't worry about it. No, now it's time because they know this is the opportunity that, they have. The window of opportunity is dwindling. Okay, that's why they sent Biden out there a couple of weeks ago to just put that out there. All right, and the moment I heard it, I said, yeah, this is definitely, a temperature check. Something to check, how people are going to react to hearing that word coming out of a president's mouth in this day and age. In the time of information like we have today, to the point where they're even admitting that it's overwhelming, in terms of the truth. They're labeling it misinformation. Okay, so these devils are admitting, okay, that we are actually doing something and spoiling their plans. Okay, so they sent Biden out there to what? To create this stir up. And to warn people also that, look, this is what we're going to do and this is what's coming. So yes, those so-called conspiracy theorists that's been out there for years telling you that there's going to be a new world order and they're going to do this and they're planning this. Yeah, they were right this whole time. Okay. And this entails, all right, I'm going to read a little bit of what their plans are and how it's going to go down. All right, because scriptures talk about a time like never before. Okay. And the time of never before, all right, who's going to be causing that time like never before? Esau, Edom. Okay, so let's read. It says, get ready. Your world is about to be turned upside down. Okay, the Most High is going to turn up, but your world will be what? Upside down. It says the corrupt criminal regime currently occupying Washington, D.C. and pretty much around the world. All right, it's not just Washington, D.C. It's around the world, right? It's a global thing. Okay, it's starting to lose its grip on America and around the world. Okay, the American people are tired of being lied to. Smart Americans are waking up in droves to the reality of our nation's leadership and financial critical condition. They're tired of being propagandized, controlled, and imprisoned by an illegitimate totalitarian regime that trashes our Constitution, Bill of Rights, and stamping out our individual liberties. The proof is the popularity of Donald Trump and Ben Carson. Now, this is all, the politics and all that stuff, the left-right paradigm, we know that is just a smokescreen, right? That whole, Republican versus Democrat, thing is just to cause, two sides that causes friction and resistance, but they all work on this, for the same, party, if you will, same side, okay? Two different wings on the same bird, pretty much, right? It says the globalists are completely lawless. And when they say globalist, they're talking about these so-called elites, starting with the Rothschilds, because the globalists means those who plan to have a global world, a world that's just, everything is centralized, a one world government, one world religion, one world everything, okay, language and all that stuff, right? One world, specifically a one world currency. Okay, that's why the scriptures talk about those who didn't worship the beast, all right, were beheaded. Okay, because it's a one world religion. It's a thing that if you don't partake in, it will be very obvious that you're not partaking in it. All right, you stand out like a sore thumb, right? It says the globalists are completely lawless. Okay, because they are the man of sin. Okay, Esau Edom is that man of sin. All right, who the earth has been given into his hand. Okay, so he has power over the earth, and that's why he's destroying the earth in the manner in which he's doing. Okay, because that's his nature. All right, the son of perdition, the son of destruction. All right, that's why we're getting the results that we're getting now after they start to rule. I mean, their examples are countless. It's just endless examples. Okay, it says the globalists are completely lawless and getting ready to arrest and throw into jail anyone who gets in their way to fulfill their plan. They soon will suspend our First Amendment rights and take absolute control of the internet. Patriotic voices and religious quote-unquote extremists who contradict the government's official narrative will be censored and silenced. Okay, and that is official because the DHS, all right, about a month or two ago, all right, they came out with a whole thing about domestic extremists and so on and so, domestic terrorists, and what constitutes a domestic terrorist. Okay, and it's basically anyone who speaks against the narrative will be deemed a domestic terrorist. So that's a very broad spectrum. And that's a lot of people, because now what's happening is people, like the article says, a lot of people are waking up, questioning things. Okay, they're questioning things and it's too much. So they have to bring the whole system down. If they let this thing go any longer, everybody's going to wake up to being an Israelite. At least or want to be an Israelite. It says any journalist who tries to conduct an honest investigation will be arrested and thrown in jail. All right, a prime example is Project Veritas. Okay, they started doing that with Project Veritas. The guy James O'Keefe. And the word Project Veritas, right, the name means Project Truth. Okay, so basically anyone who's associated with bringing out any type of truth, all right, will be ridiculed and condemned. Ultimately put to death. Okay, it says this will all be preceded by a staged massive false flag attack that will involve either chemical, biological, and or nuclear weapons. Okay, and that is what Esau is very good at. Okay, deception and using the sword. Okay, using the sword by means of deception. That's all he does. Lies. Okay. It says in the year 2022, you can say goodbye to your guns, and we're starting to hear that rhetoric, right? Gun laws and so on and so forth is starting to become a thing that you're hearing a lot of lately. Okay, and I've done some articles. I've read some articles about how they plan on bringing that about, and it goes back to their tried and true plan of problem, reaction, solution, right? So let's read. It says this will result in total chaos. All right, and this is something that they've already told us. Klaus Schwab said it. He said, we must prepare for an angrier world. Anyone who remembers that, okay, he says that a lot. Okay, and they're pushing this narrative of, Russia is standing in the way of this new world order and all these different things. They always have to create an enemy to get the people's support, right? So that people can honestly and willingly, ignorantly just give up everything and pass it over to the government. You guys do it. We're too stupid to think, so let the government worry about it for us. Okay, that's what they want, right? And what's coming? Today's, like I said, today's the 31st. We don't know what's going to happen, but hey, Lord willing, we're going to see some things. Okay, whether it's done covertly or overtly, right? Meaning it's hidden or it's done in the open, something is going to kick that's going to result in some type of big changes. Okay, whatever it is. It says this will result in total chaos and upheaval in America. But this is only a part of the story. Global financial collapse will be forthcoming along with the destruction of the petrodollar and the US dollar as the world reserve currency. And what have you been seeing lately, or hearing at least? That the world is trying to move towards real assets, gold, land, food, and so on and so forth. And they're doing away with this fiat currency, this paper, this dollar, if you will. Okay, and I believe during the summit, all right, the lady, the host was saying it, or she asked one of the people over there, and she was saying it that, I was alive during my father's, reign as a president, and I saw how he was able to change things from, the dollar being backed by gold and now not being backed, all this little shit. So they understand how that works. Okay, they understand how that works, and they understand what is going to take in order to kick this transition into motion, to move from paper and the system that we have now into that so-called digital world that they're trying to create. Okay, and through that digital world, you're going to have the ushering in of the MOTB, guaranteed. Okay, because that is the one way that you're going to be able to make purchases. In the future system, that the vision that they have is the prophecy. Okay, their vision is the biblical prophecy that is written in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter. So we've been right the whole time, and we're seeing them building towards that. Okay, the scriptures don't lie. It's just a matter of you understanding what is being said. That's all. Right? And that's a gift from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Right? It says, the death of the dollar has been talked about for many years, but will be finally realized. Don't get dumped. It says, don't get duped into believing that the 2015 Shemitah was supposed to be the final doomsday for the dollar. Don't worry, the dollar's funeral is coming, as in the one world currency, one world government, and one world religion. Right? And that's what they're pushing now. It says, 2022, a time of incredible darkness that will descend on the American people and indeed the world. Okay, and it's heavy because I believe last week, right, the elder Apostle Tahar put up a video. I think he was outside or something, and then he put up a video saying that it showed that it says a dark cloud is over America or something like that. And that's a big mega omen, mega omen, man. A sign of things to come. The Lord is always communicating with signs, signified it by his angel, like it says in Revelation, the 1st chapter. Okay, that the Lord revealed all these things to his servant John and signified it by an angel. So that signifying is talking about what? Showing through signs, man. Okay, it says the consequence. So those things are all signs of what? America's destruction. Okay, it starts from the people. Okay, then the land, then ultimately the whole entire system. Okay, and that we're seeing the steps that are being taken towards that. It says the consequences of what's coming for the average American are nothing less than catastrophic. Yet many still have no idea whatsoever of what is about to happen. Okay, a lot of people are just living their lives, chilling, having a good old time, but they don't understand the times that we're coming in, man. We've been saying it for years. The scriptures have been saying it for years. A time like never before. Let's read a little bit of the things that you can expect. Okay, it says bank closures, right? If you have an economic collapse or a so-called cyber attack or whatever, bank closures are a thing. Okay, riots, cities burning, starvation. Oh, that's a big thing right there. That famine, starvation. Okay, starvation. The government will starve your ass out. All right, because it's part of the plan to get you to comply to their new ways of living. Okay, Bill Gates came out and said what? That developed nations should start shifting into fully 100% synthetic meat. If you can't do the lentils and all that stuff to save your money, well, we're going to do synthetic meat. No more real meat for you. What does that tell you? It says cities burning, starvation, chaos, martial law, gun confiscation. Okay, gun confiscation, because that has to happen. All right, FEMA camps. Okay, constitutional rights obliterated, globalist takeovers, disease, despair, gangs, lawlessness, crime, you name it, and much more will soon be unfolding. Okay, add to this the certainty of the coming regional Middle East wars involving China, North Korea, Iran, Syria, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Israel. And you could add Ukraine in there. Okay, the whole Ukraine situation. You could add Russia, of course. You can't forget Russia, right? But these are the nations that are going to stir things up. Okay, but especially you got to watch out for the conflict between Israel and Iran. Okay, it says the world stands at the precipice of World War III. Again, sadly, most of the population is totally unaware of what is about to happen because relatively few people follow alternative media. They get their nightly dose of government propaganda from NBC, ABC, CBC, Fox, and CNN. What is also interesting is economic and war cycles are coming to a climax, okay, in 2022. Casualty rates will be astronomical. All right, population reduction in America alone is being predicted to be an astonishing 80%. And I say, hey, push it all the way to 90%. Okay, with the way things are going, you know, a lot of people make predictions, but when you see the trend and how things are going, the truth, okay, the truth is scarier than people actually see and believe, man. It says that means only a 20% survival rate, or about 65 million Americans will be alive by the year 2025. So we're talking from 330 million, okay, 330 million plus people down to 65 million. That's crazy. All right, and that's supposed to take place in the next 3 years if we're gonna be here for that long, which, you know, we know through the spirit that we ain't gonna go all the way to 2025. All right, because the scriptures tell you what it says. Okay, when he's about to fill his belly, okay, in the fullness of his sufficiency. Okay, when he's about to fill his belly, the Most High is going to cast his fury upon him. Okay, it says if you live in America today, your chances of surviving to see the year 2025 are exactly 1 in 5. You hear that? So you got Jakes out there playing games. You got all these people talking shit. You know, you need to pray for protection from Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, because the hell that's coming. Look, every 1 in 5 people you see will make it. That's pretty much what it says. Especially here in America, it's gonna be that bad. Okay, and yeah, people gonna be turning into different types of creatures and zombies and all that shit. That's real too. Okay, because they've been training since, I believe, 2010, 2011, 2012. Okay, on a situation like that. And I might link it, or I might put it in the post edits. Okay, I have a video on that of the DHS training. All right, on taking down American civilians, and guess what the American civilians were looking at? They were zombies. Okay, and I'll put the video in the post edits so you can see it. Right, Lord willing, they don't take it down, but if they do, we got backups for it. Right, it says shocking. But don't shake your head and be too quick to dismiss what you just read. Remember, there's nothing that a criminal regime won't do to stay in power. Okay? It says, let's see here. It says Americans are tired of being. Oh, we read that already. Let's see. Right. So patriotic voices and religious extremists who contradict the government's official narrative will be censored and silenced. Okay, and how are they going to do that? They're going to bring in martial law, okay, and they're going to round people up, okay, and let me read some of the steps that they're going to take. Okay, they have something known as things that could trigger them coming around to round people up. Okay, they got something known as the CBRN, which is chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear. Right? If any of those things were to pop off, that's a state of emergency. Okay, and they're gonna be doing something known as DHA, which is detainee housing area. Okay, POC, which is point of contact, Department of the Army. Okay, and so many different things. But here's what I really wanted to bring up. Okay, it says here, is what's going to be happening. They said detainee process technique, right? This was going to be happening, and this is all written in the scriptures. In 2nd Ezra, it talks about, as a matter of fact, let's bring that out before I go into this right quick. It's going to be quick, short, and to the point, and we're going to close it out. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse, start off at 70. It says, actually, it start off at 68. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle, with things offered unto idols." Okay, and some of the taking away of you is being captured. Okay, let's read. It says, detainee processing technique. Upon capture, all right, soldiers must process detainees using the search, silence, segregate, speed, safeguard, and tag, which are known as the 5 S's and T, which is the technique. All right, well, the tag technique. Okay, this technique provides a structure to guide soldiers in conducting detainee operations until they transfer custody of detainees to another authority or location. So that's when people are being moved from one place to another, being grabbed up in your houses, okay, for your beliefs or whatever it is, right? And being taken into a concentration camp or worse, right? So the first thing they're going to do is they're going to search, which is what? Neutralize a detainee and confiscate weapons, personal items, and items of potential intelligence and or evidentiary value. So that's where the NDAA Act comes into play big time. And I've done a video on it. You can go check it out. Okay. A law that was created, in order to what? Pick up any person, really. Okay. In any world, any part of the world. Okay. Without any due process or nothing like that. You're going to be thrown in jail and nobody will hear from you ever again. Okay. And Obama signed that back in 2012. Okay. So those things are all what? Things that are used or geared against the people in the times that we're coming in. Okay. So upon the day or the time that, the Lord gives them the go ahead to come around and start messing people up, they're going to search. They're going to look for people. Searching means to what? To neutralize a detainee and confiscate weapons. So you got people saying, I got this, I got that. They're going to come at you at the time you're not expecting. Okay. The Lord will lead them, all right, to come to your houses when you're not expecting it. Come grab your asses up. Okay. Or watch the trailer, Gray State, how that guy is sleeping and in the middle of the night, they just shine a light to his eyes and he has no idea what's going on. The next thing he opens his eyes, he's outside or some shit, It says confiscate weapons, personal items, and items of potential intelligence and or evidentiary value. So you can't have no evidence on what they're about to do to you. It says silence, right? Prevent detainees from communicating with one another or making audible clamor. Now, this right here says a lot, okay? Because now we know, okay, which we always knew, but now we really know that Esau is really afraid of something very important, and we're going to highlight it right now. It says, prevent detainees from communicating with one another or making audible clamor, such as chanting, singing, or praying. What? So they're gonna prevent you from communicating with one another or making audible clamor, meaning audible sounds or noises or anything, such as chanting. So they're not. Why would they put that in there? When you come around brothers, when we have a high holy day or whatever it might be, when brothers come together, and we're setting up prayers or curses or whatever it might be, it's so powerful because you have a whole lot of spiritual men in unison speaking to the Heavenly Father. Do you know what happens? The vibration is powerful, man. You know, it's a heavy, heavy vibration. Okay? And it changes things. It moves things. All right? It moves things, man. And they know that. You got vocab coming around talking about, oh, spiritual power, you don't believe. That's all right. You're an Edomite. Edomites don't go into stuff like that. That type of stuff trips them up. Okay? Anyone who comes up, oh, we don't believe in spiritual power. You're not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, man. Because our forefathers, some even in Africa today, understand spiritual power. They have spiritual power. They tap into those things, man. Most of them on the left-hand side, all right, but they still understand the concept of spiritual power. Nigga, guess what? The CIA, okay, the CIA and all these different agencies go down to Haiti to go learn voodoo and all that shit and come over here and use their technology and use it to torture people. So they understand the concept of spiritual power. So what is this guy talking about? You know, and that's how you know they know what we're saying is true, because why would that even be a thing that you want to try to debunk? Who are you trying to convince? The men of the Lord are going to get spiritual power, and for the right reasons, because we're going to be on the defense. They're going to come after us. Look at the shit that they're going to plan to do to us for speaking the truth. And how is the Lord going to come to our aid and defend us like he always did in our past, being that we are the Israelites? And you can argue back and forth all day, all night, but the truth will always come out. Prophecies stand. Okay? And vocab, you're going to see yo, look, bro, when the missiles drop and you're not on the chariot, you're done. So if I'm you, nigga, I'm preparing so I can leave the country. Do your videos and do all that shit that you do. Go to a different country. Don't stay here in Babylon. You're just being an idiot. Okay? Because everything we're saying is coming to pass, whether you like it or yes. Okay? And you're most likely going to be rounded up just like these other people. All right? To see the downfall of vocab is going to be funny and sad. But guess what? That's just the lot he has to play for coming against his ministry. Okay? The Lord is going to make an example out of that guy, man. It is what it is. Okay? And anyone else talking shit. All right? It says, or making audible clamor such as chanting, singing, or praying. See? So now we understand prayer is going to be the biggest thing. We have to maintain in the spirit of prayer. Okay? Because it works. And they know it works. All right? If Esau got it's part of their plan. Make sure nobody's praying. Like, whoa. You see? It says silence uncooperative detainees by muffling them with a soft, clean cloth tied around their mouths and fastened at the back of their heads. Do not use duct tape or other adhesives. Place a cloth or either objects inside the mouth, or apply physical force to silence detainees. See? It says segregate. Another plan that they're going to use. It says segregate detainees according to policy and SOPs, which SOPs we know is segregation requirements, operations, I guess, segregation operations, right? SOPs, segregation operations, right? It says the ability to segregate detainees may be limited by the availability of manpower and resources of the at the POC, which is point of contact. At a minimum, try to segregate detainees by grade, gender, age, okay, meaning keeping adults from juveniles and small children with mothers, right? So they're going to be splitting a lot of people. You got a lot of mothers, single mothers. You're going to be losing your children. There'll be a split, okay? They're going to take your sons and your daughters away from you, all right? It says, and security risk. MI and military police personnel can provide additional guidance and support in determining the appropriate segregation criteria, all right? Speed. Quickly move detainees from the continuing risk associated with other combatants or sympathizers who may still be in the area of capture. Okay, so if they're coming around for the men of the Lord, they got to do it in such a quick manner that people who are around who may stand up for the men of the Lord, all right, you know, they can avoid them. You know, bystanders, sympathizers, you know. It says if there are more detainees than the soldiers can control, call for additional support. Search the detainees and hold them in place until reinforcements arrive. Okay? And guess what? When this time comes, we're going to see a lot of spiritual things, man. Okay, you're going to see the hand of the Most High literally at work. All right, and then we're going to see who's who. All right, it says safeguard, protect detainees and ensure the custody and integrity of all confiscated items. Soldiers must safeguard detainees from combat risk, harm caused by other detainees, and improper treatment or care. Report all injuries, correct and report violations of U.S. military policy that occur while safeguarding detainees. All right, acts and or omissions that can constitute inhumane treatment are violations of the law of war, and such must be corrected immediately. Simply reporting violations is insufficient. If a violation is ongoing, a soldier has an obligation to stop the violation and report it. Now, keep in mind that this was written back in 2010. Okay, so that's 12 years ago. The spirit of Esau right now is not what it used to be 10 years ago. Okay, right now these devils are on a whole nother level of criminal, all right, of evil, of wickedness. So the common human decency, all right, this right here, I don't even see them even doing, because they do it till today, where they, the cops are so corrupt, they can literally plant, all right, things in an innocent, like they create criminals. Okay, we're living in a very corrupt society, and we can't trust these devils at all. Okay, so they might have something on paper, okay, like the plans that they have, but guess what? The Lord can change things. The Lord always does. All right, mess them up. It says tag, which is the last thing. It says ensure that each detainee is tagged using DD form 2745. Confiscated equipment, personal items, and evidence will be linked to the detainee using the DD form 2745 number. Okay, and we know that can all be doctored. Okay, having a form and all these different things can always be doctored, man. All right, and that's part of their Masonic diversion tactics. Okay, to do away with any type of evidence, okay, that could come against them. All right, and they do it all the time, bro, all the time. That's what the CIA does. Okay, the FBI and all that, they're all corrupt bitches, man, straight up. All right, it says when a DA form 4137 is used to document confiscated items, it will be linked to the detainee by annotating the DD form 2745 control number on the form. Okay. It says to ensure accountability, each detainee is tagged by the capturing unit using DD form 2745. Military police at sea, DCPs and DHAs check each tag for the date and time of capture, capturing unit, point of contact, circumstances of capture. Okay. It says decisions regarding a detainee's current and future status are based on the initial processing at the point of contact. Proper processing ensures that U.S. Armed Forces can take the appropriate action to release, detain, transfer, custody, prosecute, or abjugate detainees. Okay, so that's just a little bit. And, as the time goes, Lord willing, I will get more into this and bring out a little bit more information step by step. All right, we're going to put the whole thing together. Okay, they have their plans all laid out, whole bunch of pages, and I'm reading through it, and as I go through it, whatever I see, that's worthy to be, given, I got to give you warning and so on and so forth. I'll bring it out through the Spirit. Okay, but this is what I have. Okay, and there's a lot more coming. They got plans on methods of transportation, how they're going to be rounding people up. They're going to be taking people into so-called resettlement camps. Okay, whether people are going to be traveling on foot, all right, by vehicle, by buses, okay, cargo transport, all kinds of crazy shit. How they're going to round people up, how they're going to place people in the trucks, in the buses, in the cars, helicopters, the trains, airplanes. I mean, they got everything planned out. Okay, they got everything planned out, man. So, hey, Lord willing, we're gonna get all into it, and we're gonna bring some edification to it. Part of the warning. Okay, but we're very, very close to some major disaster that's gonna kick all these things into motion. Okay, very, very, very close to that. All right, so let's go back to 2nd Ezra and we're gonna close it out. Okay, it says 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 68, it says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. Okay, we know in Revelation 2 and 10, all right, that some of us are going to be cast into prison. Okay, so hey, it's part of the prophecies, man. All right, but don't lose your faith. Don't shake. All right, because the Lord is with us. Okay, remember that now is the time where the Lord is about to perform some great miracles, man. We're at the end. Okay, so the times in the past, times like never before. So that means what? The times like never before on the left-hand side, and the time like never before on the right-hand side. Okay, and that is why you have a lot of spiritual power talk happening at this time. It's all spiritual, man. You got to pay attention to the times and the vibrations that the Lord puts on the earth. Okay, spiritual power is coming, and it's going to be made evident. All right, who the Lord is with. Okay, let's read. It says, "And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, and reproach and trodden underfoot." So you got a lot of people who say, "Oh, I'm doing what they tell me to do." Well, what they're telling you to do is leading you to be trodden underfoot. If you didn't know, we're telling you now. Okay, you got all these people. Oh, I took it and I did this, and oh yeah, you guys are just conspiracy theorists. You're agreeing with everything they're saying. They've told you you own nothing and you'll be happy. By the time you get to that point of owning nothing and being happy, they're going to take everything that you have from you, and that's going to be done by force, by conquest. And we're telling you. All right. Verse 70, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord," because that's what it's coming down to. Okay, it's coming down to those who fear the Lord versus those who don't fear the Lord. Those who are pledging allegiance to this beast compared to those who are not. Okay, and for them to find out, they got to go through everyone's business. All right, it says, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord." Okay, and that's talking about who? The time of martial law, these troops coming in. Okay, and like we read specifically, they said what? Make sure that nobody's praying. That's those who fear the Lord, who ultimately going to be praying in the time of trouble, right? And they want to stop that, but it's not going to stop. It's not going to work. You know why? Because we still meditate. Our spirits make intercessions on our behalf all the time, so you can't beat that. You know what I'm saying? You can't beat that. Okay, and you wait, because this is a time of spiritual power, baby. Okay, it says, "For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses." All right, the confiscation. Okay, we just read about the steps. Right, it says, "Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire." Okay, that's beautiful, man. You know what I'm saying? That's beautiful, and that lines in perfectly, right, with this precept right here that we always bring out. Okay, Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 19, it says, "So shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him." Okay, and that spirit, okay, that Ruach HaKodesh, okay, the spirit of the Lord that's with us, is going to lift up a standard against them, and that standard is going to us spiritual power. Okay, the ability to disappear, the ability to take flight. Okay, the ability to put people to sleep quick. All right, on some super soldier type energy. Okay, all these different things, man, we've been talking about is coming to pass. Why do you think they show you in the movies all the time? They get it from the scriptures. Okay, Marvel comics, all these different things that you see. Yes, you're gonna see that in real life very soon. Okay, brothers have had dreams about it. Our women have had dreams about it. Okay, and so on and so forth, man. We believe this, man. We believe it. Just by reading in the scriptures alone, we believe it. Okay, and that's what's going to promote and provoke those miracles, our belief, our faith. All right, going back to 2 Ezra chapter 16 verse 74, it says, "Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand." All right, the time of trouble, the Jacob's trouble that we've been talking about. Okay, "But I will deliver you from the same," and that's the same thing that's written, all right, in Daniel 12. Let's get that. All right, Daniel 12 and 1. Okay, it says, "And at that time shall Michael stand up." Okay, and that's talking about Archangel Michael. Okay, "the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, okay, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book." Okay, and those people, which are the elect, we're gonna be delivered regardless, man. No matter what the fuck happens from the next weeks, months, years, whatever it is that we got left here, All right. Lord willing, it moves very, very quickly, but the Lord got us, man. We're going to be good. All right. We believe that 100%, man. 144,000%. We believe that. Okay. And there ain't nothing, no devil on this planet Earth can shake us from our belief and our faith. All right. Because we see it clear as day, and we see what you guys are trying to do, and it's not going to work. Believe me, it's not going to work. Okay. So it says what? Here, going back to 2 Ezra 16, verse 74. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Oh my goodness. Oh, Shai. Okay. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide. Okay. So yeah, even if you get rounded up, just remember, it's just a course of action. That's part of the Most High's plan. Don't worry about it. Something is going to come out of this. Just chill out. Okay. Just chill out. Sit back tight and watch the Lord do his thing. It says, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Okay. And that's the key right there. Okay. That is the key right there. Okay. So the Lord is the one who's going to keep us, guide, and protect us, man. Okay. So let's close it out with this precept. All right. This is the book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 9. It says, have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid. Be not afraid. Be not afraid. Neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, thy power is with thee whithersoever thou goest. All right. If you believe that, if you truly believe that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is with us, then there's nothing to worry about. Okay. And it's a command to be strong and to be of good courage. Okay. The Most High's hand is not short that he can't save. All right. So if we believe that, we got to understand that the prophecies stand and we, the elect, are going to be delivered no matter what. Okay. So I'm going to leave it off there, Lord willing, you've been edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash, the water Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And until next time, Shalom.